let's look into what not to eat, especially if you have diabetic retinopathy. As we have discussed, diabetic retinopathy is a complication of diabetes mellitus caused by uncontrolled high blood sugar levels. Hence, it is extremely crucial to avoid foods that can cause spikes or fluctuations in your blood sugar levels. Similarly, it is also important to make sure that the food you eat is not raising your blood pressure or your cholesterol levels, as they can also damage the blood vessels in your eye and worsen your condition. So now let's look at the foods that you should avoid. The key to preventing or managing diabetic retinopathy is to keep in check on your sugar, your blood pressure and your cholesterol levels. There is a following list of foods that you should or you need to avoid if you have diabetic retinopathy. Number 1 is simple carbohydrates. These are carbohydrates that are very easy to digest, resulting in a sudden and a large spike in your blood sugar levels post-meal. The most common form of simple carbohydrates is sugar, and any food high in sugar like sweets, candies, cookies, baked goods, soda can raise your blood sugar levels. Processed foods like white rice, pasta, white bread, refined flour or maida are made by removing the fiber from whole grains, which makes them very easy to digest. This results in a spike in your blood sugar levels, and they can also increase your cholesterol level when consumed in excess. Even foods with natural sugar content like honey, jaggery, fruits can raise your blood sugar levels if eaten in excess, so you should exercise portion control while consuming these foods. Now let's look at trans fats or saturated fats. These are fats that can increase the amount of bad cholesterol or LDL cholesterol, that is your low density lipoprotein in your blood. This can lead to formation of plaque in your arteries, which makes your arteries clogged and narrow. This reduces and limits your blood supply to your retina. Thus, it is important to avoid foods that are rich in saturated fats if you have diabetic retinopathy. Saturated fats are found in foods like red meat, full fat dairy products, cooking oils, fats like palm oil, coconut oil, ghee, margarine, butter. Trans fats are formed when cooking oil is heated to extreme temperature and reused several times. And during this manufacturing process of packed food, this is something that is very, very commonly used. Hence, you should avoid deep fried foods, processed or pre-packaged foods like chips, namkeens, biscuits, cakes, and junk foods like pizza, french fries, burgers. The next important factor we're going to be looking at is excess sodium. Persistently high blood pressure levels can damage the walls of your blood vessels. Sodium, which is an essential mineral, can increase your blood pressure levels when consumed in excess. When your body has too much sodium, your kidneys retain more water, and in order to balance the electrolyte levels in your blood, it increases your blood volume, leads to extra blood pressure and extra pressure on the walls of your blood vessel, resulting in high blood pressure. Thus, when you have diabetic retinopathy, high blood pressure can further damage the already weakened walls of the arteries in your eyes and then tend to rupture as well. Hence, it is crucial to follow a DASH diet and limit your intake of sodium to 2300 milligrams per day. The main source of sodium in your diet is table salt as sodium chloride. Limit your daily consumption to around 6 grams or switch to a low sodium option like Himalayan salt. You should avoid other sources of sodium like bread, store-bought sandwiches, pizzas, canned soup, cured meats, chips, pickles, and junk food. Another important factor that you should definitely avoid if you have diabetic retinopathy is alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption can affect your blood sugar, blood pressure, as well as your cholesterol levels. Certain types of alcohol like beer, wine that are rich in carbohydrates can raise your blood sugar levels when consumed. Alcohol also stimulates your appetite, which leads you to overeating and high blood sugar levels. Alcohol causes dehydration, which stimulates the production of hormone called renin, which causes your blood vessels to constrict. It also triggers the reabsorption of sodium and water from your urine. This leads to an increased blood pressure in general. Your liver breaks down the alcohol into triglycerides and cholesterol, which enters your bloodstream and accumulates in your arteries or in your liver. High blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels can damage the arteries in your eyes and cause them to be stiff and narrow. Thus, it is advisable that you should avoid alcohol at all costs if you have diabetic retinopathy. Here are some more additional diet tips that you should keep in mind. Most processed or preserved foods contain too much added sugar or salt, and in order to increase their shelf life, they do so. These foods should be avoided, and intake should be severely limited if you have diabetic retinopathy. Foods that contain caffeine should be consumed sparingly, as they spike your blood pressure levels. Consuming fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean meats instead of processed junk food can help you avoid the complications of diabetic retinopathy.